mixing it in with shells that are from Hawaii because the average person is just not going to know. Hello and good morning. I have to use my thing. I think that the audio from this is going to be better than the audio just straight from my phone. There's a lot going on outside. My neighbor is chopping down a forest. Um, I sound like shit because I'm sick. I woke up fucking congested. It literally sounds like he's chopping down a tree. So I did some digging. I can't say that I did some research because I'm not out there collecting specimens and data and all of these things. No, I'm just looking shit up. Well, I had to dive fucking deep for this information. I literally spent almost 3 hours trying to find this information because it's like so hard for me to find. So I had to reword things that I'm searching for. But I came to the conclusion that these shells that people claim are from Hawaii. First of all, if you're a sheller, you know. If you're a sheller, you can just spot the fucking difference from a mile away, right? From the information that I have gathered. When I say that things are farmed, I may have given you this wrong picture, okay? So I'm not like literally meaning a farm. I'm just meaning that there is this certain area that is harboring these cone snails and like being mass collected solely for the shell. I just looked into the Philippines first, right? So Philippines has like a certain area, and I'm not gonna tell you where it is because I don't want people on here with like bad intentions going and looking this up so they can buy these shells. Let me just say that they are selling them by the kilo. We could never here in Hawaii. We could never. We actually like go and pick them ourselves. You know what? That actually makes sense because here in Hawaii, coral takes a long time to grow. Like it grows slow. I'm sorry. The shells also grow slow. In the Philippines, they have this certain area and the water is warmer. So warmer waters brings a faster growth rate for these snails. That way their shells can grow. They grow faster. The conditions are very different from ours. Apparently there's a lot of Pico Beach or Pico, like that area in Hawaii. There's a lot of areas like that. So this area that these shells are mass collected from is like that. Very, very shallow and like a silty environment. So ours is super thick because we have high surf. We have a lot of water movement. So that's why we don't have any like silty types of environment. Not a lot anyway. Colina is like that, but that's for another time. Where we find these? West side, North Shore, East side. There's surf there. These cone snails have to withstand all of that like thrashing around and high energy. The layers of calcium carbonate are more dense, which is why you don't see that like shadowing effect. I was just talking about this with somebody yesterday. When the shell is super thick, you cannot see a shadow behind the pattern. So see this like dark pattern, okay? So when you look at that shell that I posted, there's like a shadow. Why? It's because each layer is very thin. The amount of calcium carbonate that it lays each time it's growing its shell is less than the animals that are like here, right? So that's why they look different. The pink on the top, that happens when the snail is very young, and over time, that pink will go away because of all the calcium carbonate that is laid down. In in Hawaii, I have come across a couple, look, but they're small, like very very small. So naturally, that pink thing that's on it's called an apex doesn't occur here unless they're super small. That's another thing. That's another difference between ours and the Philippines. How do you think people are getting all of these Hebrews? How do you think some of these businesses have so much Hebrew shell jewelry? I personally know people that make jewelry and they shell. They do not have a plethora of Hebrew shells. Hebrew shells are what's like trending now, right? I'm about to say something and it might just make you really think about shit. It might just make you really think about looking at these shells. I have seen these shells in person. Because I'm trying not to out somebody else's hustle, because we all got to eat. I get that. I just want you to be aware. This is not trying to fucking like out other businesses, first and foremost. I just want you to like think a little bit more about what you're spending your money on. There's a place that we all go for. In this place, there is, I've only seen one. There is a business that brings so much Hebrew cones. And if you know me, if I have a question, I'm going to ask it. So I walked up to this person, and I'm not going to say whether it's a guy or a girl. Okay. I walked up to this person and I said, I looked at big bag, right? Big bag. It was like a bag in a container. And I'm like looking at these shells. I'm like, And I look at the guy. Oh, shit. Okay, yes, it was a guy. I look at the guy and I'm like, are these farmed? Like I said, when I say farmed, I just mean like mass reaping, right? Of these like cone shells. I forgot to say hi, and honestly, it's because like something, it was just like fucking coming out of my mouth. Is it farmed? Is this farmed? Are these farmed? He said, like you couldn't hear. I didn't say it super loud because I don't know if he's like advertising something opposite of what I'm saying. I should have fucking said it loud. But I had to say it a little bit louder because he couldn't hear. And I was like, are these farmed? And he said, oh, yeah. I just want you to know that those shells are brought into Hawaii. And I also know that somebody, I'm not going to say who they are because I'm sure that there are more than one person doing that. That somebody is buying these shells by the strand and mixing it in with shells that are from Hawaii because the average person is just not going to know. And I think that's the thing that fucks me up. But I don't like when people are deceived and I can see that shit. I hate injustice, I guess. I don't like it when people are lied to and I'm like seeing that people are being lied to. I hate that shit. I hate being lied to. That's one of my fucking pet peeves. I hate being lied to. So I'm not going to lie to others. Like I said, this is not to expose people. I'm not trying to expose businesses that are like fucking lying. I am trying to educate you folks. That way you can discern what is true and what is not.